session of DevTech's help desk session, right? It's a workshop where we talk about any problem that you guys might have. We have a topic at hand, but who cares about what we're talking about? What's more important is about solving the problems that you have today, and that's what this hour is supposed to be for. I know we're a little bit late. We're about 22 minutes late. We were having some technical issues. This is the first time that we have guests on the show. These are teammates from DevTech. So let me introduce Laura.
Hello, world.
Who is our marketing lead, and Albin, who is our magician. Albin?
Hello, team. How's it going?
And so today, Albin's going to walk us through a couple of Google Workspace scenarios. They shot me down. They said that what I showed on Tuesday was too technical, and I was going to go down a rabbit hole, which I tend to do. And so today we're going to do something a little bit different along the lines of Google Workspace. Albin's going to share his screen. He's going to walk us through some stuff, and we're going to go from there. So remember, guys, this hour is for the audience. This is for you guys. This is for the community. If there's any technological problem, anything that you guys want us to talk about, please let us know. We're here to solve your problems. This is for you. This is a value for you. This is this is supposed to be like open hours, open office hours, where you come in and you ask for help. And we might not be able to do it for you. If we can, and we can solve it quickly, then of course we're going to give you the answers and give you the solution. But if it's a more complex problem, then we'll be in touch and we'll talk to you about, okay, what's it going to take? Do you have the capacity and the resources to be able to actually execute on the solution that we provide you? But nonetheless, we're here to help. This is for you. Whatever we're talking about is secondary to your problems. So let us know in the chat.
Alrighty. So we're gonna be looking at a few things today that are very important if you are a Google user, which is a majority of actually the population, right? We use Gmail a lot, but there is a lot of hidden features that we're not taking advantage of. And I would say that there is not that much information online, or it is not something that's very intuitive. So today we're gonna show you. We're gonna go through three different topics related to Google Workspace or Gmail. Let's call it that way because you can also use these tips and tricks on your personal Gmail accounts as well, right? So we're gonna talk about the Google Calendar scheduling system. Because normally, what we do or what I've done in the past, I didn't know this exists, right? So I went ahead and purchased Calendly. I went ahead and purchased all these apps that allows you to have a scheduling system. But you actually already have that available with your calendar app. So I'm gonna show you how to take advantage of that, those tools, to create your own personal calendar, and people can go ahead and schedule appointments. You can even set up an integration with Stripe. So, like for example, if you charge for appointments, you can connect it to Stripe, and you can charge for your appointments, and it's totally free. That's like the best part of the system. It's already included of what you're paying when you have a Google Workspace subscription. We're gonna
So
go through
Stripe is it?
another very useful. Sorry, what was that, Laura?
Yeah. So Stripe is a bonus because we didn't discuss this. Are you gonna show a Stripe too?
No, no. In this case, we're not gonna go through with the Stripe integration.
Okay,
It's just normal scheduling, free scheduling, basically, right?
let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. So, well, first of all, what do we need in order to get started? We just need a Google account. So, if you have a Google account, you're ready to go. You can use that. So I'm going to share my screen. Just let me know when you can see it.
Yep, you can see it.
Okay, so we're going to head out to calendar.google.com, or you could just open it from your Gmail app, right? So if you go to your Gmail app, just go to the apps and you go to calendar. And we're gonna go to another date here. We're gonna choose this week because this week is completely empty. I have a bunch of availability here, right? So let's say that I have a service, could be X service, right? And I want to create a schedule so my clients can pick a time from my calendar. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna click on the time slots that I want to make available, and I'm just gonna scroll down here, and I'm gonna get this little pop-up window here, and I'm going to select the option called appointment schedule, and I'm going to name this. So I already have a schedule for server support, for example, here. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to create a new appointment schedule, and we're going to name this, I don't know, test, for example, test appointments. And I'm going to click continue. Okay, so in the left side here, we have our schedule. So for example, right now I only have it set Monday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you can set up the appointment durations as well. So if you want 30 minutes appointments, you can set it 30 minutes appointments. And now you have um, more slots available, right?
Yeah. So what this is doing is that is going to automatically from the time slot that you've indicated is going to automatically split that time by the duration that you want to do it. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to split it, yeah, by the duration. So we're gonna leave it at 30 minutes. So we're gonna get this. You can make this recurring schedule. So if you want this to be done automatically, like every week, you want to block those for appointments, you can set it here to repeat weekly, or you can set it to does not repeat. So once that time frame expires, they will no longer be able to book time on your calendar, right? In this case, I'm interested in having it as repeat weekly because I want this to be available every week for my clients. So I'm gonna leave it as that, and I'm going to make it available Monday to Friday. So how do I do that? Here you can see the dates, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm just gonna hit the plus sign, and it's going to automatically, well, it's gonna do the whole day, but I just want it between 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you can do that here. So I'm gonna
What
do
if
them
I hit
all.
the little copy icon?
Well, if you hit that one, it's gonna copy it to the other dates, basically.
Oh, if you hover over it, it says copy to all.
Yeah, exactly. If you hover on that, it says copy time to all. So as you can see, it was modified on all the dates, all the days. And you can select a time zone. I'm gonna leave it as Central Time Chicago for now, but you could pick any time frame that any time zone. Sorry, that you want. You can also set up a scheduling windows. So, like for example, I want to make sure people can book. I don't know, 7 days in advance, right? I don't want it. I don't want people to book stuff like in 60 days. I want to limit this to 7 days, and I want them to book at least. We're gonna
Oh,
give it just two
well,
hours.
that depends how busy you are, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you get to
exactly,
decide how far out people can go, but yeah,
exactly.
7 days is pretty short.
Yeah, kind of. But it's up to you actually. So it gives you that flexibility, so you're not tied to. We're gonna leave it to 14 days, for example, and the
Okay.
minimum time before they book has to be at least 2 hours. I need to know at least 2 hours before it's booked in order to accept that invite or that appointment, right? And well, that's pretty much. Well, you can do a lot of settings here, and you can play around with these options here. You can also include additional people in your appointment booking. So, like for example, if I wanted to add Eric here, he will also be part of those appointments. In this case, I'm gonna leave it just as Alvin, right? Don't want to include anyone else in the team at the moment. So I'm gonna hit next, and now you can add like a booking page photo here. In this case, it's already selecting the one that I have on my profile. Um, well, you can set this to be a Google meeting. It could be an in-person meeting, or it could be like a phone call. In this case, I'm interested on this being a Google meeting. So I'm going to select a Google Meet video conferencing. And you can add a little description here. Like for example, please have all your credentials ready for the meeting. And that way when they book, they're going to see that. And now you
I
also
see
have a
there's
booking
the
form here. Sorry?
I I just saw there's the payment and cancellation. So that's where you're referring to that can be added as an extra step.
Exactly. That's where you can integrate a Stripe here to collect payments for your
Cool.
appointments. And when it comes to the booking form, basically, you can select how many items you want to ask the customer prior to booking. It depends on your business, right? If you need a specific, I don't know, data point there, like for example, like the phone number, if you want to have, you can add multiple options here. Like for example, let me show you right now. Right now, I'm just collecting the first, last name, and email address. But if I wanted to collect, for example, let me see here,
Telephone,
website URL. I
website.
can name it
Hmm.
website URL, and I can make this a required field. So when they're booking, they will be asked to enter their website URL, for example. I'm going to add this item to the form, and I'm going to require email verification as well. Now, this is exactly, Laura, like you said, this is the payments and cancellation policy. So this is where you would connect your Stripe. And when it comes to the cancellation policy, you just add, a little bit of text here. Now we don't have like a cancellation policy for appointments here, basically. But if you had like payments, then you want to add something in there, right? That if you're not in the meeting, then you lose your $20, for example. I don't know, something like that, to inform people about the cancellation policy because they're paying for it. And we're gonna head out here to the booking confirmations and reminders. And this is where you can set up an automation that's reminding the attendee about the appointment, right? You can set it to 5 minutes before the appointment. Normally, I like to keep it to 1 hour before the appointment because this will remind them and they can either cancel or reschedule if they have something going on. Sometimes they just forget, right? So this is a cool feature that allows you to remind them. And now I'm going to hit save, and I already have a booking page. Now, if you click here on share, you will be able to share this link with the public, and anyone can go in there and book some time on your application. I'm gonna give it a try here with my personal email here. I'm gonna paste the code, sorry, the link, and this is what they're going to see, right? So if we check here, I'm on a different time, so that's why it's showing a different time here. But let me show you right now. I'm going to select this time, and here is the website URL that I enter. In this case, we're going to say this is the one that I created for the form,
You're gonna get a whole bunch of emails now.
right? Well,
Reminder.
Hello
probably.
world.
Yeah, that was not a good idea. But anyway, okay. So already booked it. So if I go to my schedule, I will be able to see that. And that was booked for 12.
This next week.
Next week. Yeah, here it is. And here you have the appointment details. So you're ready to
Perfect.
connect with this person on that day. And that's when it comes to um, yeah, this feature. I think it's a very cool feature that not many people are using. And I don't know, guys. Let me know, what do you think about this feature?
No, I mean it's definitely if you're starting out your business. Hold on, I keep hearing myself. So let me
Okay.
close this. Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
Okay, I don't hear myself. I don't hear an echo anymore. All right, so this is definitely for like businesses that are starting out. You're starting out your business, and you're trying to be the most cost effective. I mean, I don't even see a big deal between this and Calendly, right? Also, if you're trying to integrate that into your website, then you can make that schedule, a button, and you can just direct them to your Google Calendar to schedule that appointment.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a cost-effective way that is already something that you're paying for today. So it's definitely very, very cost-effective because you're already going to be paying for that Google Workspace license.
Yeah, and actually as well, Eric, you can embed the whole booking page on your website as well. You have an option for the embed URL, so you just copy the code they give you, and you can copy and paste that on your website. If you don't know how to do that, then we can help you do it as well, right? We can help you embed that on your website, and it's all connected, right? Like the main purpose when you have Google Workspace is to kind of streamline communication. So if you're able to have that already connected to your website, that's kind of like part of a process that you want to do as well. And I mean, if you add up how much you're paying for a Calendly or for any other service, there's a bunch of services that do this, right? You can save considerable amount of money every year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then it's Google, like you're trying to say, it's supposed to be your one-stop collaboration tool for. It's in the name, Google Workspace. It's the workspace for your business.
exactly. Alrighty. So
Good.
that's when it comes
Among
to. Sorry, go ahead, Laura.
among among all of the features that you could share with the audience, there's also we often find ourselves trying to get to send the email faster. So can you tell how to do that?
I couldn't hear, but I think you were referring to the other feature that we were going to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
the email feature.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so sometimes you need to send bulk emails, right? And you need those to be personalized, and you don't want to pay for Mailchimp. You don't want to pay for any other of these services because you already have an email service, right, with your Google account. So they do offer an option, and you can go about doing that many different ways. And we're gonna talk about another way to do it as well at the end. But we're gonna go through a feature called Mail Merge, and what Mail Merge allows you to do is to you can create like an email template, and you can embed tags on that email, right? Like for example, you want to include the name of the person that you're going to send this to. You want to include, I don't know, the I don't know, like for example, like their address, whatever, right, that you have on a Google Sheet. You can do that. So we're gonna go through that. I'm gonna share the screen, and we're gonna start with a blank spreadsheet, completely blank, and I'll show you what we're gonna do with that data. So let me see here. So I'm sharing the screen right now. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and start here from scratch. So we're gonna do here first. We're gonna do a column called name. We're gonna do another one called email. We're gonna do another one
Company
called
name.
what can we include
Co-
here?
company name. Laura said
Company
company name.
company name. That's a good idea. Let's just do those three, right? You can do more, but we're going to do Eric. I'm gonna do it all. Well, I don't want to put
Don't
your email here.
don't put my email. I mean, yeah, no, do put my email. Put voila at DevTech. Let's do Eric at, and then my email is gonna be voila at DevTech.
Vuela. Vuela.
Be VOI.
BOI. Okay, yeah. Just like
Yep,
that.
that's perfect.
Okay. We're gonna call these
DevTech.
DevTech. What's another email that we can use here?
Any test.
Yeah, we'll do anything. It's probably gonna bounce back, but what we're trying to show is how the feature works, right? So we're going to make some random emails here. So test at tvdevtech.com.
Here you go. I'm gonna give you an email. Let's see what happens. I'm generating it now.
Okay, cool.
I'm putting it in the chat.
In a calls chat or chat. Okay, I got it.
Oh, yep.
Okay, we're gonna do those two, but you can have I don't know 100 here, with all your clients, for example, or all your employees. This could be an internal tool as well that you can use to communicate things to your employees. So let's do that. And in order to use mail merge, what you're gonna do, you want to create an email.
What is mail merge again?
So mail merge allows you to pretty much merge Google Sheets with Gmail, so you can send bulk emails, right? Using the information from a Google Sheet.
Yeah, Microsoft has the equivalent. I mean, it's just called mail merge in both sides, right?
Both
From
sides.
in the Google and Microsoft. So if you use Outlook, there's a similar feature as well.
Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and do that here. 1 second. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to compose a new email. And now here where it says to, which is where you're gonna send it to, instead of just typing in the address that you want to send it to, you want to hit this little icon here with the plus. Where is it?
Where'd it go?
It disappeared.
Type into, maybe you got to type in.
Oh, there you go. Already fixed it. No,
Yeah, you have to click into it, I think. Uh-oh.
Let me go ahead and open it again. I just don't want people to see the emails there. But okay, let me try again.
We learned for next time we'll create a test, a dummy email account.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So instead of just typing in the email address, you just hit use mail merge. Then you select this option here. And here you have an option now saying add from spreadsheet. So we'll go ahead and select this one. This is the one that I just created. And now you're going to select the the email column here, for example. Sorry, my mouse is acting up here. Okay, so in this case, we already selected which is our email column here. No, sorry, we have to click on select column. 1 second. Having some technical difficulties here. One moment. Let me stop this.
That's the problem of doing it live.
Yeah, I mean it's not a problem because they're gonna face the same, probably the same issues. So that way they know how to
So what's
navigate
the
it.
issue?
It's my computer.
So talk about it. What's going on? What's going on with your
Let me see,
computer?
let
How
me
can we
see.
help you? The help desk needs help desk.
Yeah, one moment.
While doing it, I wasn't able to actually put in the company name. I was just trying to do the same with another spreadsheet and didn't allow me. So it's kind of constrained. This is where
Yeah, it looks like it has
a little bit more technical would help. But it's a good thing too. That's a good use case that Alvin mentioned for internal communications, maybe.
yeah, it looks like it has a default of just 3 fields, right? The email, the
Mm-hmm.
first and last name, and then
Yeah.
there's nothing else that you can use within there. That's probably maybe a good thing. Maybe they did that for
Mm-hmm.
security. I don't know why they limited it to just email first and last name.
It works.
Um, it makes, but I mean, it works, right? If you're trying to send emails to people, this is how
Mm-hmm.
you would want to do it. Although we do have company name there.
Yeah, you do
Yeah,
have it
it
here, but
doesn't.
the only two merge tags that you have right now is first name and last name, basically,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? I think you can add custom merge tags as well, but we'll have to check on that.
Okay. While
Uh,
you're doing that, I'm gonna do some research on how to do that.
okay, cool. Okay, so here right now it's already telling me I have two recipients here. You see, two recipients and their
Mm-hmm.
names, right? And I'm gonna just hit finish here, and I'm gonna write the email. So what I'm gonna do here, just test subject.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, something like that. I can do happy holidays.
Give me a call. Call to action
Give
bracket.
give give me a call. We'll do just random stuff
Immediately.
here. Okay, so
Show me the
basically,
money.
yeah, actually, that's a very useful use case. Actually, like say, let's say that you do collections and that you were able, for example, to
Yes.
have all your collections on a spreadsheet, and then you just send them the email at the end of the month, you know, and you could have the amounts in there. So you tell them, hey, you owe me this much, for example, right? So if you want to use a merge tag, right, a merge tag basically allows you to bring the data that you have on your spreadsheet, on your email. What you want to do is you want to use the @ sign. When you type in the @ sign, it's gonna tell you what are the merge tags that you can use, right? In this case, we're gonna use name. We're just gonna use that one for now. But if I
Yeah.
send this email, it's gonna send it to the two recipients with their respective names, right?
Oh, one thing I just found out as I'm
Mhm.
doing research on this mail merge. Um, this is not something that's out of the box for Gmail. So a free Gmail account doesn't have this ability. It's only for workspace individual, and the business and enterprise and educational licenses are the only ones that have this feature.
It's a very good observation, Eric. Thank you.
Hmm.
And by the way, if you need one of those, we have those available. We sell those as well.
and he's not our salesperson.
No.
So just
Kudos for that.
thank you, Alvin. As you can see, Alvin's our business analyst. He handles a lot of the requirements building and pretty much a lot of the engineering execution here at EV DevTech. So if you ever do any work with us, then Alvin, you'll probably cross paths with Alvin eventually.
Exactly. Thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue, and that will go ahead and send out the emails. So right now I have a prompt here telling me that some of these people are outside of our organization. That's because we have those security measures here in place. But you probably won't see those. And it has been sent already. So we can go to the sandbox here, and you will see the two emails that I sent.
And I'll be able to tell you if our temporary email got
Oh,
received.
you got it? You can see the emails there?
Yes.
Okay, that would be awesome. You can share
Yeah.
that.
Let me share my screen. And so now, screen, this one. And so now you can see here, this is what he sent. So sorry guys, let me zoom in. So you can see now the test subject, Alvin, he sent it to voila at EV DevTech, and the message that was sent to there. So it works.
Perfect.
Great.
So yeah, so like I was saying, there is multiple ways to do this for free with Google Workspace. Another solution that you could use as well is Google Apps Script, and we're gonna talk about that in a moment. But with Google Apps Script, you can even turn this into a schedule task. So if you want to send these emails out every now and then, you can schedule those, and you can be much more granular as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot more things you got to think about as well, because
Yeah.
now it's like, what's the data that you're going to send out? If you're automating this completely, is the data that you're going to send out in an automated fashion, is it going to be, is it right? Is it, now you have other processes you have to worry about, like the preload of that data. Is that data going to be correct? Because once you schedule it, it's going to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna go, but that's the cool thing about Google Apps Script, because you can add additional logic to it to verify that the data that you're sending is correct, or you can integrate actually third party applications, so you can fetch data. Like for example, if you have a CRM, or if you have a database that you use to handle your clients, you can pull data from there to send these automatic emails. If your CRM doesn't offer that feature, which is, it happens pretty often that your CRM won't do that.
Exactly.
So you can enhance the apps that you have, and we're gonna talk more about Google Apps Script right now. I'm gonna explain what is Google Apps Script. Go ahead.
Yeah. So before you move on, you cannot add more items than what's already there for the out of the box for the mail merge, right? So it's only email, it's only the first name, it's only the last name out of the box from the mail merge. So this is even more important than what's Alvin about to show with the app script, because that is actually what is recommended afterwards. If you want to do more than what mail merge provides, then the app script is the way to do it. Of course, unless you get another tool that does it out of the box as well.
That makes
Yep.
sense. This is where they call us, right?
This is
That's
where
right.
they call us exactly. If you want to do more
Perfect,
than
Alvin. Let's go to the complicated stuff. The app
the
script thing you
complicated
showed
stuff,
me.
the app script, but we have a very simple scenario here, so people are gonna be able to understand it very easily and implement it uh, by themselves as well. So let me go ahead and share the screen. So we have a little presentation here about app script. Okay, so let's just move on with the content here. So first of all, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna take a look and we're gonna dive into Google Apps Script, which is a powerful tool that will help you automate tasks. With Google Apps Script, you will be able to streamline a few workflows that like communication workflows, team collaboration workflows, documentation. Everything that you handle within your Google Workspace can be automated with Google Apps Script. So we're gonna learn about what is Google Apps Script. We're gonna go through some use cases, and at the end, we're gonna have a little example as well of an automation that we created. Okay. So what is AppScript? So Google AppScript is a cloud-based scripting language that's provided by Google to automate workflows and create custom functionalities and connect Google Workspace apps like Gmail, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Drive, and more. So basically, it allows these apps to talk to each other, right? Like sometimes we wanted to be able to pull some data from Google Sheets and just put it on an email, right? So this is what Google Apps Script allows you to do. So when Google created Google Workspace, they knew they wouldn't be able to build all the features that they had on the backlog, right? So they give you the power to build yourself those features because it would be impossible. Like, can you imagine doing features for I don't know 100 type of different companies, 100 type of processes? It's complicated, right? So they do give you this tool that allows you to do them yourself, right? And what's very interesting about Google Apps Script is that it's built using one of the most friendly programming languages out there, which is JavaScript.
It's
This
my
is
favorite.
it's your favorite. Yeah, it is a very easy to learn programming
Actually, I
language.
take that back. SQL is my favorite because it's the
Oh
simplest.
yeah, yeah. If you compare them both, yeah, SQL is like. But I don't know if people consider SQL as a programming language sometimes because there is so abstract. Like it's like just speaking English to a computer, basically.
Language
And
is language.
yeah, exactly. So now the cool thing about Google Apps Script is that you don't need to install or download anything. It's already included on your cloud on your Google Workspace, so that will help you save on
So,
cost. You don't have to host
so
this.
for all of the people, Alvin, it's like automation on this language, basically, right?
Sorry, what?
So for all of the people, JavaScript, the Google App Script is like automation in this language.
Yeah, basically, exactly. It's like giving instructions. It allows you to give instructions to a computer or a browser. Generally, JavaScript runs on all browsers. Like that's where it runs. So you're
Yeah. But
just
the
giving
difference
instructions.
here,
Yeah.
yeah, the difference here, Lauda, with AppScript and out of the box JavaScript is that AppScript is literally a wrapper of JavaScript contained within the Google infrastructure itself. So there are things that you can't do there, or there are things that have been, for security's sake, sanitized so that it doesn't affect everything else, right? Because the way you got to think about it, if this is meant for everybody and everybody is using it, and it has to be safe for everyone as well. So they have stripped some things away, or they've locked some things away so that you can't do certain things inside of AppScript that potentially JavaScript can do out of the box or natively,
Mhm.
just because security and because this is meant for their ecosystem, right? So it's a different version of JavaScript.
Yeah. It's a very old version of JavaScript. Like Eric said, is sanitized, so it's more secure. They already made sure that you can write.
There's rules
It's
around it.
scalable. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
There- it's kind of like fixing JavaScript if you wanted to see it that way. So okay, cool. So that's enough about what's Google Apps Script. We're gonna look at the benefits. So the first one is ease of integration with Google Workspace. It's built by Google, so it allows you to integrate it very easily, right? Well, the other key benefit is that automation saves time, right? We know this. If you see yourself doing repetitive tasks on Google Workspace, like sending emails, like generating reports, then you might want to look into Google Apps Script to automate those repetitive tasks, right? So if you can think of anything that you do repetitively, there's a chance you can automate it with Google Apps Script. And if you're not able to do it with Google Apps Script, we have a bunch of other tools that you can use to automate them, right? Um, well, extensibility it's another cool feature because it allows you to add extra functionality to your applications. A good example of this is, for example, Google Sheets, or let's call it the Excel of Google, right? Let's say that you want to do something very specific that's not something that you can do with the functions that you have in your Google Sheet, right? You can create a custom function, and those are called macros in Excel, right, Eric?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the Google Workspace environment, you will use Google Apps Script to create those functions or those macros. And you have a bunch of examples online on how to create in a specific function. So that's really cool as well. When it comes to cost effective, it's very cost effective because it's free. there, there's nothing more cost effective than that, right?
Yeah, there
Um,
are some limitations to it, right?
mhm.
Like everything that's free, there's quotas behind it, and the amount of calls that you can do per day or per minute or per hour, depending on what you're trying to do. Um, but just to simplify, Google Apps Scripts is essentially a way to extend all of the workspace, the Google Workspace tools, where if it doesn't do it out of the box, you can. I have not seen an example without AppScript where you couldn't do that.
Yeah, you can always do it, and there's always a workaround. Like for example, if you're hitting those quotas that you mentioned, Eric, you can probably add like a little delay between requests. There's always a workaround to make
Oh,
it work. Yeah,
like what we say here in EV DevTech, there is always a way. Nothing's impossible. If you can think it, it can be done. You just got to figure out how to do it. It might not make sense financially to do it. It might not make sense of the amount of time that you put into it to get it done, but you can get it done.
exactly. Alrighty. So I'm gonna show you right now the next slide. Well, another cool feature is APIs and external connections. So I'm not gonna go too deep into what's an API, but it's basically just like a backdoor to another application that allows you to communicate with other applications. Like for example, say that you have a Sierra. Slack. Slack is a good example. Like for example, I have Slack, and I want to get an email each time I get a message. That's like a very unusual automation that you would do. But if you want to do that, if you get a Slack message every time you get a new email, you can automate that with Google Apps, for example. So it allows you to extend to other applications that are not uh, built in the Google Workspace environment. Or another cool example of that, Eric, is when you use it to connect to a database, like a SQL database, for example. If you want to throw some functions to your SQL data, you can connect your Google Sheets to a database, fetch the data that you need, and then you can modify the data any way you want with Google Sheets.
And I've built an entire application that connects to SQL databases. So if that's something that is interesting, that one is a little bit more complicated because there's security involved, there's whitelisting involved, there's it's it's a lot more to connect to a database using programmatic code because of the security. You got to make sure that you're hitting the right database. There's a lot more code involved, but it's a language, right? So once you understand the language, you can do anything. You can just express it. But we built it. So if that's something that does interest you, we built a solution around that where if you need to pull database information into or SQL Server information into a Google spreadsheet, we've got some tools that we can use out of our box, our tool shed.
Exactly. Alrighty, and yeah, let's go to the next sheet here. And so, when to use Google Apps Script? This is, I think we already talked to a few of the examples. Like I said, right, if you find yourself doing repetitive tasks in Google Workspace, then you can look into the Google Sheets. If you work with data processing, if you work a lot with Sheets, you have to know Google Apps Script. Actually, it's kind of like a must. If you're trying to do like advanced stuff on Google Sheets and you're trying to create those you call macros, you want to learn Google Apps Script or implement that on your Google Sheets. Well, there are some times you may not have a specific feature and you want to create that feature on any of the applications that you have on Google Workspace, right? Gmail, Forms, whichever you like. You want to start looking into Google Apps Script. And if you want to enhance team collaboration as well, you can create, for example, a spreadsheet with a bunch of tasks, and those can actually become action items on the calendar. You can do that kind of automation as well. So you can create calendar events based on a Google Sheet, for example. And like we said, if you want to connect to external tools like SQL databases, any type of database actually, it doesn't have to be specifically SQL. And these are some potential use cases. Like for example, when it comes to email automation, you can use it to generate and send personalized emails based on the data in a Google Sheet. And this is
Like the
kind
mail
of
merge.
like the mail merge, but you're not limited to how many fields you want to include in there. You can include a whole paragraph, a whole I don't know, a bunch of data. Any data that you have in Google Sheet, you can include it on an email.
As me, you can do an infinite amount of columns. You're going to spend a
Exactly.
lot of time programming those fields into your program, your Google script email, but you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it exactly. Custom reporting. If you want to pull data from multiple sheets or APIs, you can use it to generate dynamic reports. Um, and you can use it to, for example, for workflow automations. You can do an automation that's triggered every time a customer, for example, fills out a form. For example, you can send a message to a Google chat. You can create a whole approval workflow, for example, on a Google Sheet. So once you change a column to approve, for example, it automatically sends out an email. Hey, you have been approved for the services, something like that. You can automate a bunch of things here. If you want to do document processing, and actually, this is something that we have a lot of experience on with multiple clients here. Like if you want to extract text from PDF and organize it into a Google Sheet, you can do that here. And you can do optical character recognition to extract data from a specific documents. We've done it with invoices, we've done it with statements, we've done it with
Freight
tickets,
tickets,
freight tickets. We have been applying this
bill
type
of
of
ladings.
technology. Oh yeah, exactly. Bill of lading, a bill of material. We have been doing it with pretty much everything.
Yeah, if there's any type of document that you get a physical paper, we can train OCR models on it and extract the data and put it wherever it needs to go, right? And we can potentially use app scripts, or we could build custom solutions to extract the information or put the information where it needs to go.
Exactly. And that will take us to the example that we have for today, actually. So we're going to show you how to create a Google Apps script. So first of all, you have to find the page, right? Where to find this? You can go to Google Apps script on Google. You just click here. So it's developers.google.com/appscript here. So you just want to click on start scripting. And by the way, you have a bunch of useful information here.
Yeah, Google does a great job documenting all of that work.
Exactly. So you have all the documentation for Google Apps Script is here. So if you want to go through that, you will be able to see information about how to use the calendar on Google Apps Script. You have a bunch of information here on how to use it. So we're gonna jump in straight to create a project. And the way you create a project is you just click here on New Project. So once you hit New Project, you will be asked to name that project. So I'm gonna name it as, and I already have a code we're gonna use today, but I'll give you a little explanation of what's the code, what's the code doing, and what you see here. So in Google Apps Script, you use functions, and functions are just like a group of instructions that you give a program, right? So, like for example, I'm gonna do a function that creates a new document, for example, and I'm gonna do that with one line of code. Let me show you right now. So, if I want to create a function that creates a document, I'm gonna create a variable. It's called doc. I can call this document or anything I want, and I'm going to hit document app. So this is the docs app, and I'm gonna hit create.
Can you zoom in a bit?
Yeah. The scroll is not working.
Very good.
Okay, you can see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna give this document a name. I'm gonna call this my new test document. Alrighty. This is all I need to create a document. It's gonna be a blank document, of course. I haven't added anything to the body of the document. But if I wanna run this, all I have to do is click deploy. You just hit on new deployment, and we're going to deploy this as a web application. And we just hit deploy. You can add a little description there that tells what the script is doing, right? But it's not a required field, so you can just leave it blank as well.
Yeah,
So,
and there's you use document app, but every portion of Google Workspace is kind of wrapped into those types of naming conventions. So there's calendar app, there's spreadsheet, there's Google Gmail. So that's the power of AppScript, is that it's designed for Workspace, for Google Workspace.
Exactly. So right now, when I hit authorize access, what the system is going to do is it's going to ask for permission. In this case, to Google Docs. You see, because I'm using the Google Doc application from the script. So I already granted the access, and it's gonna take a little bit. It has been deployed, and now I can run this. Now I can manually run this. Oh, I'm gonna give permissions again, and I think this is just a one-time thing.
So what is this going to create?
This is going to create a blank Google document.
Okay.
But you
Called
can ask
my new test.
Yeah, exactly, called my new test document. So let me find that document on another screen because I don't want you to see all my documents.
we're gonna get this better, guys, for for next time.
Yeah.
We're gonna make
Yeah,
a
we're
dummy
gonna do a dummy
Gmail
account.
account. We're not dumb. A sample account. Our workshop account.
Yeah, exactly. Our workshop account.
Yeah, that's a good idea because I sent all of those emails with the attachments. Are you gonna show us the invoice example?
We're not. Yeah, I'm gonna show you that in a moment. I just wanted to show the things that you can do, like
Oh, okay.
the power that you have here with Google Apps, where just one line creates a
Show
whole
the
document.
power.
It's like it's great. So this is the document that was created right now, and you can see my new test document, my new test document, and you can add stuff to it from the script. Actually, here you can add stuff to the body. So this is where you can use it. Let me give you a use case for this. Let's say that you connect your Google Sheet or a Google form to your app script and you can create a contract, for example. So now you have an automation that creates contracts with Google Forms. So you just give the form to your client and that automatically creates a document every time a form is created. So
And the
that's
form is a link actually. So they're just filling in the blanks.
Yep.
exactly, they're just filling in the form. You just give them the link and that creates a document that's safe on your Google Drive
Nice.
automatically. That's one. And we're gonna go through the other one that we use it for um, to organize data, to organize attachments in your emails. So let me go ahead and
Maybe hey,
uh-huh.
maybe we continue this next time. We
Yeah,
are 18 minutes over time. This was great. Thank you, Alvin, for all of the knowledge. This is extremely useful. Laura, what do you think?
I love it. I think I am the people that I understand, and there is like all of these capabilities that are possible within the Google Workspace. I have used some of them in the past, and I know that they are friendly enough for a user to understand the steps. But I mean, knowledge comes with all of this power that not all of the people manage. So this is where they call us, right? This is where
Exactly.
the expertise comes into place, and we appreciate all of these extra steps that takes to get a process better. So thank you, Alvin. That was great.
All right,
We learn
Laura.
a lot every day.
Laura's not in the chat today, so I'm just going to ask her directly. What are we selling today?
This is exactly what we're selling. See, Alvin's expertise in yours has made my entire world and open up into many possibilities of making the mission of this company possible, which is one solution at a time, making a world a better place. And so that's exactly the IT help that we want to do.
Awesome.
Do
Thank you so much.
exactly. And
yes.
that's what we're trying to do here. Trying to tell people that if you have an idea, you can make it happen. There's multiple tools to do it. So that's what really matters, the idea, right? The how to, we're gonna figure it out.
Well, I
So
guess I'm going to argue that the most important thing is the action behind the idea,
yeah,
right? So you can have an idea, and we're great at listening to what your ideas are. We'll poke holes into it. We'll ask why. We'll write it all out. But our team is just for that action, right? What can we do to make that idea a possibility? That dream a possibility, that vision a possibility, and we use all of the tools at our disposal to make it happen. And as you can see, there's so much. I mean, if you're just a Google user alone, you have a lot of tools. I mean, even in the Microsoft world, you have a lot of tools with their whole Power Automate,
hmm
the Power platform. There's a lot of tools on that side as well. Of course, different than Google, so we'll need to figure
Hmm.
that out. And man, you have a playground
Yes,
happening with you.
I can't
yeah, actually,
wait.
yeah.
I can't wait to know about how to do it this in Microsoft actually.
Yes, yeah. So that's going to be a future session, and we'll be in touch. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Of course, this is meant for you and to solve your problems. So if there's any problem that you want us to solve, put it in a comment. Let us know. We'll make sure that it makes it into our workshop as to how we can possibly solution. We prioritize your problems, and that's what this office hour, this help desk session is for, is to solution your problems. This is free, so let us help you. All righty, take care.
Thank you, team.
Goodbye.
Bye.